Welcome to the user's guide for the Thinking Tools templates, which is taken from all the templates in my book, Reflections on Classroom Thinking Strategies, which now is in its 11th edition. The front cover of this resource lets you know that you have 34 color templates with instructions and that these are for projection onto whiteboards. Individual licenses can be purchased from these 4 distributors, but it's also available as a school license, and I'll let you know more about that at the end, but it's available through my website. My strong belief as a teacher is that the more we keep quiet, the more learning takes place. But it depends on 3 points. Number 1, offering a very clear question or activity, which must contain an explicit skill or a task verb, such as discussing or deciding. It then needs an appropriate thinking tool or template. For discuss, we might use a SWOT analysis and then a very clear time frame. Definitions, first of all. Thinking skills, well, these are the verbs. I use Bloom's, so there you see Bloom's. The remember verbs, the understand verbs, the apply verbs. Then high order thinking, analyze verbs such as discuss, task verbs for evaluate, and the skills of design. However, asking a good question is no guarantee you'll get a good answer. So if you ask people to discuss something, it doesn't mean it's going to happen. So what we really need is the next definition. What is a tool? We need thinking tools. These are the graphic organizers, the templates that I'm offering in this resource. So if you ask people to discuss something, a good analytical tool to assist would be the SWOT analysis. Here's a simple guide to designing good, clear questions. Step number 1, why? The why is the thinking skill. So if we want to use the word discuss, that is the why. The second step is to look at, well, the broad why. That is the taxonomic level. So that's to analyze. So we're then at the analyze level. Then step 3, we need to design a question. What is it we're going to ask? So the question is, discuss your life as a teacher. And step number 4, the how, the tool to accompany that skill would be something like the SWOT analysis. And you end up with the assessment item or question activity, discuss your life as a teacher by using a SWOT analysis. Now that is scaffolding. The resource offers you 34 thinking templates or tools or graphic organizers. They're hyperlinked, so if you click on that one, which is the SWOT analysis, it'll take you to the first of 2 pages to do with the SWOT. The first page is the explanation. The second page is the actual template. So we give you a little example, analyze the proposal that we should remove flies from the planets, and there you have the strengths of the argument, the weaknesses, the possible opportunities that this could bring, and then the threats down the line. Once you understand that, you click to the next one, and there is your, without what I put into it, there is your blank template, which you would simply project on the board. And then if I wanted to ask, for example, in the workshop, discuss my life as a teacher or our lives as teachers, I would write that on there or type that in and then ask for responses. There are some strengths, then hopefully we'd elicit some answers such as the weaknesses, then for opportunities, and therefore threats. So repeat that we have 34 thinking tools, and you click and go where you wish. Now, if you want the verb explain, the skill of explaining, a wonderful strategy is the cause-effect map. And the example shows that if I was to ask somebody to explain why they became a teacher, a great way to do that would be to, on the left, explain the causes, as you can see there. And once that's finished, then you look at the effects. With that sort of explanation, it is clear that I could assess that this person knows what they're talking about. And then we get to the blank one. And you put in anything else you want to there. So you might ask for them to explain the matter of drought, high morale, an election victory, a major event, anything you wish to put in there. You use the causes, then the effects. Another great tool for discuss and assess, this is a combined one, is the extended PCQ. This is really analysis and ending in evaluation. Pros, cons, and questions are the PCQ. It's called extended because we use perspectives. So if I was asking you to consider the government, to discuss and assess the idea of the government buying smart devices for all our years 5 to 12 students, the one perspective would be the effects on the curriculum. or the student engagement, and so on. You would then start with the effects of the curriculum, look at all the pros, all the cons, and all the questions. And once you've just looked at that, you then can assess it by looking at the extent barometer. And the extent barometer is that little device on the right from 0 to 100, how much barometer. Once this is all completed, you've actually got 5 paragraphs and more if you wish, and you could then write some general comments. So here's the blank templates, again for discuss and assess. And if I wanted this as the assessment piece, discuss and assess the recent professional development workshop, well, perspectives could be that and that and that and so on and more. And once the pros, cons, and questions have been completed, we're able then to assess it by using the extent barometer. And you do that for each of these 4 or more perspectives, each one, of course, being a paragraph. And once you've done all of those extent barometers, you're then in a very good position to make a final conclusion. And in conclusion, it could be said that either it was a wonderful workshop or it wasn't, but you have all the proof to back it up. If we want to look at the verb compare, a very useful strategy is a double bubble map, and this one is with perspectives. So the example here is comparing 2 towns from the perspectives of natural environment, economic, or social historical. And then again, there is your simple blank template. Life is full of pressures. We have to prioritize the whole time. So if we have to prioritize, which is evaluate, a wonderful tool is the tournament prioritizer. For if you have to determine the core characteristics of an effective classroom leader, which is a teacher, then there are 8 of those characteristics, from passion down to understanding of students. Just like Wimbledon or the Australian Open, you would put that into round 1. You'd play 1 against 2, so passion versus subject knowledge. You'd discuss that, debate it, and then you'd move it forward. You could do this on your own in 2s or 3s, and maybe 4s at the greatest number. The largest group would be 4. Then you look at great communicator and positive and all the other pairs. Then you go to the semi-final round, then the final, and in the end you'd have the core idea. So if you're asked to determine your core reason for something or solution to something or the problem, you would simply list those in round 1 and you'd play it through. Coming up with ideas to improve things, so generate ideas to modify or improve. The verbs, the skills are in green, green for go. So generate ideas to modify or improve my learning environment. A wonderful or simple strategy is called FRESH, which is an acronym from another point of view: reverse, recycle, to eliminate any feature which is low impact, to change the size or emphasis, and H is for helpful, how it'll make things better for the user. So in conclusion, this tool, which could sit on the school's G Drive for all teachers to access, has 35 projectable thinking tool templates. These are available individually. If you look at the top right-hand corner, I think it's $279. Or if you wish to buy all 3 of these resources, they come to $360, saving about $127, I think it is. And it's a once-off license fee. My book on the left as well, there are some discount offers. But anyway, thank you so much for listening. I hope these help to make your classrooms even better. Eric Frangenheim, Rodan Educational Consultancy, promoting thinking and learning.